Hi, I'm CNJ and welcome to CNJ Jamaica. I'm from St. Thomas, but my family is from, my mother's side is from St. Anne and my father is from St. Elizabeth. This is the St. Anne of my mother. This is Rodnall district in St. Anne. Look at the mountains. Bringing your attention to this house. This is the house that I spent most of my summers at. Let us go down memory lane. I'm kind of in tears right now because when I was growing up, this house, it was like the best thing in the village. Well, look at it now. My grand aunt is dead. Her husband is dead. And no one is living in this house. It's a cycle of life. Welcome to CNJ Jamaica. Let us reminisce of times past. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the new CNJ Jamaica, one where we reminisce on life, work, family. It's CNJ Jamaica. Welcome everyone. So let me start with childhood. As was said before, this is St. Anne, Jamaica. This is my mother's parish, the parish that she was born in and started her life in. But even though the place is so green and lush, it was hell on earth for a young girl. My mother lost her mother at the tender age of 3 years old. And even though she was in a parish with family all around her, it was just her and her sister. Her sister was 5 years old. They went to live with family members. But as it was then, those little girls, they had it very hard. It was so rough that my mother's sister died 1 year after her mother. She died in the field on a hot day working. So imagine this 4-year-old was left with other family members after 2 tragic events in this beautiful part of Jamaica with family all around. But life was tough. My mother did not have it easy at all. Her life is one where we could write a book, and I may just do so one day. But this house that I'm reminiscing about was not the house where my mother had her years of hard work. One where she ran away when she was a very young teenager. This is the house of another family member who at the time may not have been in a position to help my mother. But when my mother had her children, she said, "You're living in Kingston. If you want to have a place for them to come during the summer, my house is available." And this was the route after I came off the main road that I would take on the summers. Sometimes it was a car that will take me down, sometimes it was the bus, one time it was even the market truck. And I would come and I would be under another adult's tutorage for the months of summer. There were no graves here at the time. This was the entrance. It was nicely cut. The house was painted beautifully. It was the pride of the community. It was a beautiful house on a hill with a beautiful wife and husband, and they welcomed the children from far and wide. This is now where they lie. Mama, Papa, and Mama's son. He's no longer with us. The place does not look how it used to look when Mama and Papa were alive. This is the house that I spent my summers as a child. It was so different from what I had in Kingston. So different. It was cold at night. We had a well around the back. We had I'll go to the farm with Papa. It was a wonderful addition to my childhood. A place that I can tell stories about. I'll clean these steps. That was an outside toilet that they never even allowed me to use because they said I was a Kingston girl. So I had a special one inside that I would use. These rooms were for Mama and Papa. They were sacred to this side of the house. This was the well, and I'm telling you, it had gallons and gallons of water with a pipe wherein we could have water right away. We didn't have to go to the community pipe because one was right in the yard. At the back here, right up into the hill, when you sit around here with Mama having the fire going, it was so cool at night, and you just felt like you were being embraced by the mountain. Look at it now. This is wastewater, not sanitary at all. But at the time when I was growing up, with the mesh on top and different filtration system, we would just go and turn on the pipe, even though it looked green inside. Oh, I can't recall this being the house, because this was never the house. The house of my childhood was pristine, it was clean, it was new, it was well painted. The furniture inside was wonderful. It was all brand new and wonderful. They had tanks, they had, and then the view. And then these steps were the bane of my existence. I had to wipe them off every morning, and each step was filled with a plant. This is the St. Anne I know, not anymore. As I take these steps that I took as a child to the shop whenever Papa sent me to buy oats and milk, because he knew I love oats, I could just call on him any day and say, Papa, I want some oats and milk. And he would buy, and I would go to the shop and buy an entire box of oats and an entire tin of condensed milk. And if I finished it in a day, he would not complain. He would give me money the next day. The shop was right at the top of this walk. I was a little chubby girl, but I would always lose some weight whenever I came home, when I went back to Kingston after the summer holiday, because these steps, they are a little change from when I was a child. They would take me to this shop right at the top. And right after the shop would be the main road. And there was always somebody there asking, who you related to? Who you belong to? Who is your family? And it was no different this time around. So this is the main road. Not as developed as in Kingston, but it is the main road for this part of St. Anne, Jamaica. And as I take this journey, it doesn't seem strange, even though nobody was at the house. It doesn't feel strange at all, because I would take this walk on a Sunday with Mama to her church. And her church, she wore a uniform with 3 pleats to the side and 3 pleats to the other side. And I didn't even understood what that meant at the time. But I would walk here with Mama on a Sunday to church. Papa would stay at home because he wasn't a Christian, as is typical in these rural parts of Jamaica. And during the week, because she was a principal of a basic school, even though it was the summer, we would go there and help to fix up the school. Sometimes, even to at times when I went for the summer, she was adding on a building or fixing up a building or doing something in the yard of the school. I've not been here for a very, very long time. And when I come, it's as if I'm learning the route over again. But it still feels like home, because I came here so many summers. Now, on this rare occasion that I'm here because of a funeral, my mother is inside the church right now, grieving with the rest of the family for a dearly departed. Another person that she knew as a child, but I didn't know at all. Another set of people who know her from when she was a girl and they can reminisce about the time. But I will just be sitting there. It's totally foreign to me. But I take her to these events because it's another opportunity for her to reminisce on her family. Another opportunity for her to remember what her childhood was like and how God has taken her through. So let me just say to everyone, love your family while they're alive. Rejoice that life is here. Rejoice that you have a family around you, even though they may not have dealt with you the best way. Rejoice and be glad because we never know what our next step will be. So everyone, I am CNJ. Thank you for going down memory lane with me as I attend a funeral in my mother's parish, St. Anne in beautiful Jamaica. This is rural living at its best. Bye from now. Next time on CNJ Jamaica.